Hi everybody. So today I'm gonna quickly cover HTML headers. These are very important for search engine optimization, and basically they help you create an outline from your website. So what you want to do, they are just a tag called H1, uh, which stands for header one, and it goes on H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, all the way to 6. So you can come in here to, and you can see all these different headers. They all come with default styling attached to them. And so if we look at this, all they look like are this. And so they all have these default styling. Header 1's obviously the most important. Header 2 uh, goes underneath header 1, header 3, and so on and so forth. And how you use these is you're basically creating an outline, and you're creating an outline for search engines to follow. So a lot of times you'll have an H1 tag, which is by far the most important tag for a search engine within your HTML code, because it's going to tell it what this page is about. And you can have more than one H tag, H1 tag, and you'll have multiple H2, H3, H4s. I mean, a lot of times you don't ever get down to 6, but think of it just as a simple outline. And so you may have a header tag, um, and then you may have two headers, two H2 tags, and then you'll have an H3 tag, and possibly uh, an H3 tag underneath it. Then you may have another section on your website where you have another H1 tag, and then uh, let's just say one H2 tag, but two H3 tags or three. And so all you're doing is when you come over here, you can see it starts creating an outline structure. And so it tells the search engine what parts of your website are most important, what this is related to, and everything else like that. You want to make sure that you keep a hierarchical order to these. Make sure H2s are always directly underneath the H1s. H3s are under H2s. Don't come in here and put an H1 tag, then put an H4 tag, and then an H3 tag. Because what happens on that is the search engine uh, will deduct on your website, and so it won't know the order of importance on the structure. So always make sure you try to keep these in the correct order to keep the highest search engine ranking you can. So what we're going to do real quick, I'm going to throw in um, a little bit of paragraph. Um, Throw in some fake text. That's always awesome. And we're going to copy this and say header 2 has 2 paragraphs. This one has 1 paragraph. And you can add other elements to these, but just real briefly, you can see it creates the header 1, header 2, and it creates just a basic outline for your web page, and that's how you do it. Now, how you typically use these, though, is, I'm going to save this. Um, how you would typically use these is you'd have your H1 is uh, typically your site name. So you'd want to do learning to program websites. And underneath that, you could have your H2 tag, which would be your page title. So this would be 2.4 intro to HTML headers, H2, and then from underneath there, you'd have different blocks of content. This would just be headers, and you go info about headers. And so you create your whole web page about this, and whenever you save that, this is what it look like. So we have um, your site name, your page title, then any headers on the page, and you'd repeat. You know, if you had another section, you'd have section 2, which would be another H3 tag. So all right. And so you end up with a basic web page like that. And now inside these sections, under these headers, you'd want to throw in your different um, your different content, your images, your links, your paragraphs, your list items, and everything else like that. You can start combining them in any amount of different ways. But hopefully this explains it, short and easy. Just keep them in order. H1 tags are more important than H2. H2s are more important than H3s. So on and so forth, all the way to H6. There's only those 6 tags. So do not try to create an H7. The web browsers may try to recognize it as HTML5, but for the most part, it's not recommended, and you're not supposed to go past H6. So y'all have a good one, and I'll catch y'all later.